Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. This is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about SmackDown, October 20th, 2023. In the bag, Michael Cole, Kevin Patrick, Corey Graves on commentary. We're in San Antonio, Texas. Paul Heyman comes out and starts the show and tells us about our tribal chief. How it was breaking news in the LA Times. We will have Roman Reigns versus LA Knight at Crown Jewel. And he says the tribal chief will smash LA Knight. He will beat LA Knight and move on. But that doesn't stop from LA Knight, yeah, coming out. Great on the mic. And he tells Paul, like, hey, you know, he's scared, isn't he? Because of this the fastest rising WWE star is how fast I'm going to take that championship away from him. And he's like, you don't like that, huh? I said, yeah. Shut up, Paul. I was like, oh, like, I know I'm getting really tired of people being like, oh, he's the wannabe Stone Cold. Oh, he's the wannabe Rock, blah, blah. He has charisma when he walks and talks. He's LA Knight. You know, yes, he's channeling probably some things from the past, but he's been like this for a very long time. And now he's on this stage and it works. It works on the WWE stage because it's over the top. You can feel that he can whoop someone's ass. And the way he laid down here on the mic, I loved it. And I'm like, contract signing next week between LA Knight and Roman Reigns. Oh, yeah. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are backstage getting ready for the big match. Santos Escobar versus Montez Ford. And, ooh, baby, what does Sheamus say? A banger, bruh. Santos Escobar versus Montez Ford is one of my favorite matches of tonight. Montez Ford for the win. Then we got a beatdown afterwards, and here comes Carlito, because he got his ass kicked last week by Montez Ford, or the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. But Carlito's out there, and he wanted a match with Bobby Lashley, so we might see that at Crown Jewel. Just thinking. Then we have Damage Control backstage. They're getting ready for their big match. The big match tonight is the WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, Io Sky. We have LWO backstage, Ray's back there. They're, thanking Carlito, like, hey, thank you for helping us out, blah, 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 And they're like, hey, Ray, we got to go out there. We're family, because Logan Paul calls you out. He's like, hey, I can handle Logan Paul. So you guys get yourself together back here. I can handle Logan Paul. Pretty Deadly spa video. This shit was awesome. I love Pretty Deadly. I was lukewarm at first when they were in NXT because I got the tail end of Pretty Deadly. Now that I'm getting Pretty Deadly on the main stage, it works in many capacities. But the Brawling Brutes attack. They're trying to just get their toesies wet. They're trying to get their spa day on. But no, this feud is far from over. Then after the Brawling Brutes attacks, they're like, let's go get a pint. We got Solo, Paul, and Jimmy backstage. Jimmy's like, hey, look at what I did, huh? I cost Jay and Cody the tag team championships. Look what I did, huh? Look what I did. I was quarterback, second string, but still, till Roman gets back, then he's first string quarterback. I'm loving this Jimmy. This Jimmy is not, oh, you're my brother. Oh, this Jimmy has more charisma and character to himself. I like this Jimmy, and I like the fact he's like, yeah, I was quarterback, man. I was going out there, but Roman gets back, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's quarterback. Like, I like this. Just Jimmy is something that I'm like, okay, different from Jay. Jimmy's being himself, and we're telling these stories on these two brands. Bad Bunny's going to be on SNL. Huge album. I haven't even listened to the album. They said the most streams ever. How can it be when I haven't listened to the album yet? I'm just kidding, but much love to Bad Bunny. He is I consider him a WWE superstar. Like Logan Paul, I consider him a WWE superstar. Next up, we have John Cena. I consider him the greatest of all time. I consider him a GOAT. But, I don't know how comfortable he feels when he's introduced like that to the ring. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, coming to the field. John Cena, it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, yes, he's earned that moniker, but I don't know if, like, that should be every time he comes out. Maybe call him the greatest of all time when he's on a pay-per-view. Because he even mentioned it here in this promo. He's like, hey, I got a record of my own. 2,000 and some odd days I haven't won a singles competition. He's like, maybe. What was weird about this, though, what I found very weird and like an undershadow of this week, Sting mentioned retirement. The word retirement, and he's going to retire at Revelation 2024. John Cena's like, yeah, I've been thinking about retirement. And I was like, is this a little jab? Is this what? Because afterwards he goes, yeah. And everyone's like, no, you still got it. The crowd's egging him on and stuff like that. And then he's like, yo, you're goddamn right, I still got it. Like, yeah, I'm John Cena, never give up. So I'm going to tell the next son of a bitch that comes out here, they're going to get their ass whipped. Here comes Solo and Jimmy, then Jay for the save after the numbers game caught up with John. And Solo got an AA, bada bing, bada boom. John Cena ain't going to retire. Will he disappear soon? Yes, the writer strike's over. Well, is the actor strike over? I don't know. But thank God for this thing. Not the fact that people lost their jobs or anything like that. No. I'm glad they're going to get paid fair minimum wages, but it was nice to have a good chunk of John Cena back, and teaming up with LA Knight and and all this stuff. I think just this run of John's been my favorite because it's a little bit longer. It's not like he's there for a pay-per-view, then he's gone the next day. He's actually been here consistently since all that's happened. And yeah, I don't want anyone to take it the other way. They'll be like, oh, thank God for the writer's strike. No, thank God that we got John Cena this long, because we usually don't get John Cena this long. And I'm loving this stuff with Solo. I hope he has a match with Solo and he puts over Solo. That'd be huge. Huge. We have a Fire and Dawn promo. They're coming after those tag team championships, the cursed tag team championships. Logan Paul comes out after he rolls up so swiftly, holding a paper and tossing it. I think it was the LA Times. Well, Rey Mysterio calling out Rey Mysterio, and he tells Rey Mysterio. I think this was probably Logan's best promo, in my opinion. Like, he's like, I don't want the mask. I don't want the legacy. I created my own legacy. I don't want this, but he does have something I want, and it's that U.S. Championship, the United States Championship. I want Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel. And I was like, Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul? And he's like, I beat him before, but it was in a tag team match, as Michael Cole corrected before we went to the next thing. I was like, okay, then Rey, and they shook hands, and I was like, all right, Crown Jewel's looking like a banger. Looking like a banger so far. So, LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. You got Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. You got Rhea Ripley in a fatal 5-way match. And now you're going to have Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul. It's just stacking, baby. Cameron Grimes and Dragon Lee versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Grayson Waller, Austin Theory for the win. It was okay. KO, Kevin Owens. Kevin is now on SmackDown. He's like, yeah, it sucks that me and Sammy, we did our thing and main events at a WrestleMania, we for the tag team championships and winning those tag team championships. But he understands, like, now that he's here, like, facing a Rey Mysterio, facing, certain, like, there's certain elements here who he hasn't faced yet in a ring. And I was thinking about, as he was saying, like, man, you've been in WWE so long. Yeah, that would be cool. Oh, that would be cool. So Kevin here, and when he's talking about the Bloodline, he's wearing a Yokozuna shirt. He's like, hey, this? total coincidence here. So, but there's a lot of stuff that could go on with Kevin now here. How Jay has a target on his back and Kevin has a target on his back. So I kind of like that storytelling. Now, the main event, the WWE Women's Championship match, Charlotte Flair versus Io Sky with Damage Control on the outside. And, okay, I will be really honest. So, I watch these matches, watch these shows like the day after, except for Raw. Raw's the only one I get to watch live. But I started, because we're in Phoenix right now. We're here for Horror Fest. I can't remember the first name of it, but we're here for Horror Fest here down in Phoenix, in Mesa. And I started watching the show last night, like, because I couldn't sleep, so I got my phone out and I put on Sling, and I started watching, and then I got to this match, and I was so, like, tired. I was taking my notes, and my eyes were feeling heavy, and I was like, you know what? I am going to put the phone down. Woke up bright and early, fresh as clean cut grass, to watch this match for the WWE Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair and Io Sky, and I'm glad I did, because I love this fucking match. I love the finish. I love the chemistry between these two, because a few times they've wrestled, you know, it's been kind of off, but this time around, oh my fucking God. I gotta say, this was a match that I really enjoyed. Io Sky for the win with the assisted damage control, but that finish where I almost was like, oh shit, Charlotte's got it after the spear. Then Bayley pulled the leg up, and I was like, oh God, no. And Charlotte is the best in the business. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You know, Charlotte is so fucking good. When she did that spear with Io holding that championship in her waist, and the way she sold it, made me just like, damn. I was like, Charlotte Flair is top tier. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, man. Charlotte Flair is fucking awesome. And seeing this match and seeing her go with Io Sky, and then that finish, watch that finish. When she does that spear in the championships in Io Sky's way, she sells it so fucking awesome to let Io get the 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. You might be like, oh my God, he's all over Charlotte Flair. I am. Because there's certain people out there like, oh, you know, she's just a regular. Just stop. Charlotte Flair's awesome. And this match was one of my favorite matches of this week. Charlotte Flair versus Io Sky. I wish there was no commercials, because I would watch these two fight forever. Oh, it was so good. And then the damage control numbers started coming in and beating down Charlotte Flair. But guess who's back? Bianca Belair. Big pop. And I will say, I'm excited that Bianca's back so we could do some new storytelling. But what does that mean? She tried to help Charlotte Flair. Well, she helped Charlotte Flair out. They got a fist bump and everything like that. So, like, now Bianca's back. And where's Asuka? You know, what's funny is I'm wearing my Asuka shirt right now that I just got in the mail from WWE. And, you know, I love this match. I love the finish. I love the selling of Charlotte. I love Io brought it. Io really impressed me with this match, just because she did really well in that triple threat. But usually when it comes to TV, you know, she doesn't really. I think they gave him enough time to make this a banger. And this is, like I said, one of my favorite matches of this week. And next to this was the Santos Escobar versus Montez Ford. Fucking awesome. Great show. SmackDown, October 28, 2023. San Antonio, Texas. Corey Graves, Kevin Patrick, Michael Cole on commentary. 5 out of 5. Great show. Great show. A banger. And I think they're going up against Collision here soon. Like, I think if I read that right, because I was half asleep going through the news too. Good luck. But it just means more wrestling for me. And then we get the Collision that has Battle of the Belts. It's 3 hours, so we'll see how that goes. We still got Crown Jewel. We got Full Gear. We got so much stuff. Deadline. So much good stuff coming down the pipeline. And we still have Survivor Series. And I almost skipped over that. So Jay's backstage. I can't believe it was after Logan rolls up. Jay's backstage. And then Adam's back just like, hey, and Nick Aldis is like, hey, get the fuck out of here. You're causing damage. I'm gonna fine you. And Adam was like, hey, you should fine Jimmy too then, if you're gonna do that, because he pulled that shenanigans for the Cody and Jay the Loser championships. And Nick, he's like, yo, Jay, escort him out of the building. And Adam's like, hey, out of fairness, I will take him out. And then Nick goes, you know what? I got a better idea. You security, escort both of them out. And Adam's like, oh, bitch. I see you. Let the games begin. I was like, War Games. Oh, Survivor Series, a nice hint at Survivor Series. And I was just like, oh, that pitch perfect on Adam Pearce's part. I was just like, let's get to Survivor Series and War Games now. I thought that was so fucking cool. let the games begin. I was like, oh, so good. Unless he said that. Unless I'm wrong, someone counts me out. But still, that was such a great moment. Now we got these two GMs that are going to battle each other every week. So, in the ratings, in the competition of having great matches and stuff. So, 5 out of 5. I love this. I really did love this show. But Charlotte Flair versus Io Sky, you should watch this match. You should watch this match. Great finish. Everything like that. So, tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. And LA Knight bringing the bangers on that mic. And it's going to be him and Roman next week, contract signing. I cannot wait. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. Remember, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get that sweet nWp logo. And that's it. That's all. Remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
L.A. Knight. Yeah. Is going to get smashed